This occurred in a Soviet city before the collapse of the USSR. I was sitting on the balcony drinking tea in the morning when I heard screeching tires and saw two boys around 13 years old running madly. The balcony faced a boulevard with a bus stop not far away. Behind that side of the building was a courtyard with rows of apartments on either side. One of the boys ran to the courtyard side. The other boy, unwisely, stayed on the boulevard side. Less than 20 meters from me, the boy was stopped by a car. The car had a fake wooden license plate. Two men got out to take the boy. I had never seen eyes like theirs. They had the look of an animal in hunted mode. It's difficult to explain. There were a lot of people out on their balconies who witnessed this. One of the men grabbed the boy and started pulling him toward the car. A woman then yelled, "Let him go, I've called the police. I have descriptions of you and your car. The police will find you immediately." Then another woman also yelled, "I called the police as well. I can describe you and your vehicle." At that time in the USSR, vehicles were not particularly common, so finding the owner even without a license plate would not have been that difficult. The men ended up jumping into their car without the boy and took off. The boy was met by someone on the street who took him home. I later learned the boys were waiting for their school bus. I don't know if the men were ever caught. So, creepy boy hunters? Let's not meet. Hey everyone. At first I should say that I'm Russian, so my English can be a bit bad. But I hope you'll understand the story I'm going to tell you. I've been reading this sub for 2 or 3 years without an actual account on Reddit, but decided to share my experience only now. So, this happened a long time ago when I was a kid. If you didn't know, Russia is filled with apartment houses and we don't really have much space or privacy, because there might be a bunch of neighbors at the same floor with you. So everyone knows everyone. We had 2 entrance doors. One was made of metal, and the other behind the first one was made of wood. It was also a common thing for Russia in the early mid-2000s, despite the fact that they were not really safe. So, basically, my family and I lived in a cement box behind 2 thin doors. This happened at night, as I got up to go to the toilet, which was near the entrance. I had to go through the living room where my parents were sleeping, but I wasn't allowed to turn on the lights in order to not wake my mom and my dad up. And my path was passing through the complete darkness, which I was afraid of in my childhood. When I got to the toilet door, I saw the silhouette of a man standing at the end of a corridor near our entrance. I just stood completely frozen looking at him, and I was sure that this person, whoever it was looking at me too. He was tall, but normal tall, and wearing all black, and I couldn't see anything but his eyes staring at me. He kept silent. He wasn't moving or anything. I knew that this couldn't be any of our neighbors for sure, because I've never seen a person corresponding to his height. I took one step back, still looking at him, and then ran to the living room to wake my dad up. He did not really believe me about a man standing in our hallway and doing literally nothing, but I insisted that he should go and make this person leave, or call the police. My dad saw this man and said something like, "The fuck are you doing here?" Went to him, and then literally pushed him out of the apartment, although this man didn't really resist. Dad checked the doors to see if they were locked and then told me to go back to sleep. I still don't know what that was, because this person did not look like a regular burglar, at least because he wasn't doing anything. He just broke into someone's apartment and was staring at their kid. Maybe if I didn't get up, he would have robbed our apartment and left. Who knows? Such situations are not really common in my country. especially when someone breaks into a flat full of people in the middle of the night. Something is a bit off about this whole story, but I was completely awake and so was my dad. And we don't really want to know this person's intentions. So, creepy staring burglar, let's not meet.